Hey, welcome back, guys. Power Book IV's 8th episode was intense and almost played out like a Greek tragedy by its final moments. The stage is officially set for a drug war due to the fervor caused by Dahlia and the insidious actions the drug has inspired by all who come into its addictive path. I'm here to break it all down in typical Top 10 WTF fashion. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Power. Here we go. WTF moment number 10, cancerous confirmation. Walter meets with his doctor about his season-long condition, and it's confirmed that he has stage 1 lung cancer. If there's any consolation, the doctor confirms to the Flynn patriarch that they're catching it early, making the disease very treatable at such a juncture. She also assures him that his diagnosis differs greatly from his fallen wife's, whose cancer was caught much later if we're inferring correctly. Walter cryptically absorbs this news, staring off into a future more bleak than distant. WTF moment number 9, 50,000 consequences. Officer Bennigan is directly approached by one of his police contemporaries and asked about his clandestine financial arrangement with the Flynns. He foolishly answers the cop's queries about his illegal activities and is subsequently extorted for half of his criminal intake. Upon rebutting the request, the cop gives him time to consider before possibly exposing him for lack of compliance. WTF moment number 8, a death in the family. JP visits with Miriam at the hospital, who's undoubtedly in the twilight of her life. After checking some info on her with the front desk, the medical faculty are alerted by a code blue, which means cardiac or respiratory arrest in hospital parlance. The alert turns out to be fatal as Miriam fades away soon after revival attempts. Then, JP urges Tommy to contact his estranged mother, but to no avail. WTF moment number 7, Proposition Flynn. Seemingly at his wit's end regarding his own children, Walter calls a meeting with Tommy to discuss him joining the Flynn Empire, an opportunity that the Chancellor definitively rejects due to Walter's prior behavior at Tommy's now failed truce effort. The scorned Irish mobster then makes a reference to Gloria, her problematic existence, and a not-so-thinly veiled threat to Tommy's former jump-off, and Vic's current one, alluding to the joy that'll fill his face upon seeing the pending pain in Tommy's post her tragic demise. WTF moment number 6, below the surface. Claude travels to the South Side to pay Diamond a visit and present him with an offer, 10% of the profits from her new hit drug in exchange for access to the Serb pipeline. Diamond wisely refuses her ambitious offer, understanding the message that stemmed from deception in business. This was a bold yet foolish play by Claudia, who's allowing her unruly behavior to possibly sabotage a good thing, something that Tommy warned her about earlier in the episode. WTF moment number 5, a warning worthwhile. Tommy pulls up on a surprised Vic and stresses to the younger Flynn that he must flee the city with Gloria at once. Upon having his declaration met with understandable apprehension, Tommy reveals his meeting with Walter and the fact that the elder Flynn wants Gloria gone by any means. Tommy then blesses Vic with a fresh set of keys to an untraceable getaway car, insisting that he keep Gloria safe at all costs. His fervor in this endeavor is something I'll dig into much deeper in a video to come. WTF moment number 4, a few angles. Diamond confronts Adrian about her research-driven ways against the CBI honcho. He conveys skepticism over her sudden arrival in his life and questions her motivations in seducing him. Adrian spills all, surprisingly revealing that she wasn't meant to break her story on Diamond, but the slain Elijah instead, i.e. Jeremiah's character. Then, she admits to her developing emotional connections for Diamond, stifling his suspicions, at least for now. WTF moment number 3, Rain Mac. D-Mac approaches Tommy and lobbies for a job with his unknown uncle. He reveals his CBI defection as well as his mathematical prowess in hopes of swaying Tommy's stance. Tommy then throws him a plethora of random equations to solve, which the gifted youngster does mentally without difficulty. He expresses his penchant for numbers since a kid which gives Tommy the perfect fill-in for his lab opening. WTF moment number 2, Moishe mistake. Jannard approaches a Moish soldier after receiving intel that they were moving Dahlia, courtesy of Braxton and Marshall. He demands the package from the Jewish soldier and murders him in cold blood upon refusal, potentially setting the stage for a drug war over control of the revolutionary product. And WTF moment number 1, shattered ending. Vic and Gloria finally set out to run away together, the former opting to use his own car as opposed to the unmarked one Tommy left for him in a last-ditch effort to save Gloria from Walter's wrath. Once on the road, Gloria and Vic exchange the kind of love-induced niceties that only end in doom, at least in the Powerverse. And that's exactly what transpired, because while in traffic, the two are suddenly rammed by a familiar Serbian soldier out for retaliation due to Vic's prior sins against them, at least on the surface. Then, the Serbian pulls up guns blazing, vigorously blasting on the two lovers. Upon a hasty exit, Vic checks on his muse, only to find her fatally wounded by the calculated attack. This state of affairs sets the stage for a whirlwind of events heading into our penultimate episode. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. The title of this episode was He Ain't Heavy, and it's a nod to the classic song which extends to He's My Brother. My favorite rendition of this being Donny Hathaway's, of course, another Chicago native and legend. Tommy has formally begun implementing his brother into his organization, albeit safely, while dealing with the pressures of reuniting with their estranged mother, who will have much to answer for once her return becomes imminent. A major question we have to ask ourselves is, why does Vic seem to be the only one on the Serbs' radar? Sure, his father vigorously attacked a trio of Serbian men in defense of his heir apparent, and his former alliance with CBI and Tommy initiated the violence spree against the Serbs for territory. But why is Vic the only recipient of Serbian retaliation? We haven't seen them attack the CBI, though they currently control the Serb pipeline, nor Tommy, and it was his idea in the first place. This position potentially implicates Walter as the hidden hand in an effort to remove Gloria once and for all, something that Tommy feared and tried to shield her from. Walter seemingly evaded such an allegation by notably conveying to Paulie to call off all efforts against Gloria. But what if he was behind the attempts all along? The Serb that attacked them on both occasions has moved like a rogue, something that's unlike any of the other Serbian assaults we've seen, which have been collective in nature. This is something to consider heavily going into the final episodes of this explosive season. According to Dr. Lauren in episode 7, Dahlia is built on a metric-based system. D-Max, revealed as a walking mathematician, makes him the perfect understudy for Tommy going forward. And if the good doctor ever defects, his operation won't miss a beat, which will only intensify their relationship once their familial ties come to the surface fully. Claudia's rebellious nature is going to compromise her partnership with Tommy, and already has in a few subtle ways. Her desire for power and resistance to authority is fueled by ignorance, and the guidance she really needs to last in this game is right in front of her. That is, if her worst tendencies don't take her out first. According to Adrian, Elijah was supposed to be her CBI subject and not Diamond. Does this mean the fallen CBI soldier was about to snitch to potentially reveal the inner workings of the CBI organization? And if so, what would his reward be for doing so? And what does this mean for Diamond? I hope they explore this deeper in the episodes to come. And lastly, a subtle nod was made to the Chicago State History program by Jannard, which is one of the best in the city in this commentator's biased opinion. Shout out to all my former professors there, Dr. Kelly Harris, Dr. Dulaney, Dr. Endow, and Dr. Bionis. And go Cougars. And that'll do it for this one. What were your thoughts on He Ain't Heavy? Be sure to drop me your opinions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.
Rudy beat that beat with a bad.